Hello everyone, this is Michael with Productivity Magazine, talking to Jason Fried. Jason will be on our new Productive Magazine as an interviewee. Again, hello Jason.
Hi, good to see you.
Your career, because you started as a designer. Right now, your 37signals, your company.
Yep.
You're doing web apps like Basecamp and High-Rise,
Yes.
Campfire. What has changed? I mean, are you still a designer?
I am. So I started out doing website design in college, but I don't have a background in design. My background's actually in business. So I went to school for business.
Oh, okay.
But I've always liked design. It turned out that I really liked doing it, and I thought I was pretty good at it. And so I started doing website design, and then started this company in '99. Mm-hmm. We switched over to making software in like 2004, 2005. But I'm still very much involved in the design of the products, design of the marketing sites. I do all the writing for all the sites and all the products. Yeah. So I'm more like an editor. Where I set someone on the right track, they write something, and they design something, I look at it, I tweak it, adjust it to make sure it's good, and make it better, and then we launch it.
Apart from doing that, the editing part, what else do you have to deal with every day?
It's like we just built this new office. I spent like 3 months every day here while it was being constructed.
Every day?
Almost every, I would say almost every day.
Okay.
Watching, making decisions, making tweaks, telling them this, telling them that, answering this question, whatever. So a lot of that kind of stuff. A lot of people want to meet for lunch, so I have to do that occasionally. Just a lot of business stuff.
Yes.
A lot of stuff. It's hard to, like, it's not, every day is a little bit different, but I still try and focus on the products.
Right, and there's some people coming and asking for interviews.
Things like that, yeah. I enjoy this, actually. This is fun.
Are there any typical parts of the day that you always have?
The thing that's typical for me is an inbox that has about 130 emails in it every day. That's kind of the only typical things. Everything else is sort of based on what we're working on.
Exactly. Yeah. Are you more a morning person or a late night person? Or how would you describe yourself?
I get up early, but I feel like I do most of my best work the second half of the day. I just like when it's dark out. I get more work done when it's dark. I think I'm most creative at night.
You work from home as well, I guess.
Yeah, although I'm in the office most of the time.
Most of the time,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I work like at home. At night I work at home.
The office is really nice. I testify. The office is really fantastic.
I have worked here at night before, and it's actually kind of nice, but I don't really like being at the office late. I just don't like that habit. I used to like just work a lot.
Yeah.
Not because we had a lot to do, but just because I really loved it, and I still do. But I have to make time for people. But you really have to be careful, especially when you really love a business. You can love people, and you can love a business. And if you're in love with two things, it's hard to sort of figure out what gets what. In many ways, it's sort of easier to love a business because a business isn't emotional. Yeah. A business doesn't have its own needs or desires. So like it's easy to love the business and then not focus enough on people, but it's tough, and I'm just getting better at it now. I mean, ultimately, you really have to put people first, but it's hard sometimes.
And then tell me which aspect of getting things done are the ones that actually stay
I'm not a huge fan of systems, personally.
Right.
What I like about the getting things done thing is it forces you to really figure out like what you really need to do. Anyone can make a list of stuff,
right?
But they're not all equal.
Yeah.
And they don't all need to be done right now. Systems, because I think people are sometimes too religious about the system.
Oh yes.
And they forget, and they become so enamored with the system itself that they actually create more work for themselves to do because now they have the system that they have to fill up. If you have a bookshelf, you have to fill it with books.
Right.
So if you have a getting things done like system, you have to fill it with tasks.
Right.
And so sometimes you create more work for yourself than the actual thing. So I tend to only have a few things that I really want to do.
Okay.
Like I don't have a big long list. I have short lists, and that works out well for me.
Just to let you know, that Rework is a book that David and Jason wrote together, and it's their approach to the work, to how they work.
Right.
And it's Rework because it's a little different than what you would normally expect from a business book, right?
Right. I hope so. Well, the book has actually been writing itself for the past 10 years. Yeah. So we've been blogging for 10 years, and a lot of these ideas that are in Rework actually started on the blog. We didn't set out to write a book. We set out to share, and then over 10 years we started sharing, and eventually we look back and go, hey, we have a book here. Probably. It took about, I think it was like maybe 10 months or so to get the book ready. And we worked really hard on keeping it as short as possible. So this book you can read in 3 hours. Most business books take you much, much longer than that. That's right. Days or weeks. I don't feel like that's a good thing. I don't feel like books should take that long to read. Especially if they're about business, which is all about getting back to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
getting stuff done.
Right, getting things done. So I want you to get through this book, get the big ideas, and then get back to work. And that's why it was short. So we cut the book in half.
Wow.
And on the last draft to make it better. If you want to make something great, you got to cut it in half. You got to keep shortening it and really figure out what really needs to be there, and that's what we did with this. There's just things about books, like people want books that are thicker. They look thicker on the shelf. It's just psychology.
Right? Yeah.
So we decided that we were going to include an illustration with each essay.
Yeah.
which ultimately would increase the page count by about 80 pages.
Yeah.
So that's how we thicken the book up without adding filler words.
Yeah, I've obviously read the book, but I actually started with the audio version. And now I have one with your autograph, so it's even better.
Oh, thanks.
So I talked to many people about this book, and the reaction was like, this is so great, it's so small, incredible, like 3 hours, and I was done.
Right.
And I was like,
yeah.
People just really love this concept that it was so short, because the messages are straight to the point.
Yes. And there's no filler. There's nothing. We're not repeating ourselves.
Yeah.
Just to the point, direct. Each essay is a page or two long, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you don't need much more than that.
It was a bestseller, right? I mean, it's a New York Times bestseller, Amazon bestseller. I mean, just the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
So it's a really good.
We're very happy about that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's great. So now what? So I mean, you have the 4 apps, you have the book, you're the best-selling author, you've got the business running very well.
We want to improve our products. That's sort of an obsession of ours, to continue to make the products better. We have 2 new product ideas we want to mix. We want to work on integrating our products better. I want to build the team a little bit more. I want to continue to learn. I want the team to get better. For me, it's really great to see everyone getting better all the time. That's like a real treat. To like.
Well, I wish you all the best, and then thanks for having me, and thanks for the interview.
You bet. Thanks for having me too.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a great idea to come to Chicago and visit you. So.
Well, I'm glad you can make it to the workshop and to the office today.
Thanks, Jason.
All right. See you later.